is Bitcoin and ETH having a blow off top right now? If they are, if they pull back, which coins do you think we should get into? I'm going to look at a few coins that I think I'm getting into right now. Well, I've been getting into some of them already. So first of all, do we think Bitcoin and ETH are pulling back right now? So Bitcoin, this is basically still Saturday midday in US time. And look at this. Bitcoin is doing that's what I would call a doji pattern, right? Some people might even call that a topping tail, but right, I guess it depends on where you close. If you close around here, 118.7, that's a doji. If you close around here, 118 and below, 117.5-ish area, you can probably call that a topping tail. And that's kind of a scary pattern because Bitcoin hasn't continued to go up yet and it's stalling here. That's usually a sign of stalling. But people might say, okay, well, that's because there's been rotation from Bitcoin to ETH, and that's because ETH is looking good. Well, let's have a look at ETH. ETH is actually right on the top of a huge, what I call a bull pennant. If you can see, there's this yellow line, and there's this yellow line, and they form a bull pennant. Let me show you on a different chart. Okay, see, this chart is a lot more cleaner, so we can see it better. So this is the bull flagpole, and this is a little pennant. They don't call it a flag. Somehow Americans call this a pennant because it's like a little triangle flag. So flag, pennant, and you can see that usually when we come up to where the top of the pennant is, that's the resistance, and we usually take a pause, right? And the market stopped right here. And this top goes all the way back to the all-time high. It connects, look, the all-time high, this major top around 4,100, another major top around 4,000, another major top around 4,100. So it connected all four of the last significant tops. This would be a big one for ETH. I do think we eventually go above. I'm not sure we're going to go over this weekend or maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm thinking maybe we get a pullback. How far would the pullback be? Let's have a look at this. So right now, it's still not a very red chart. This is the futures funding rate. If we have fully a very red chart, that means too many longs. If we have a fully green chart, that means too many shorts. Very few shorts, some longs, but mostly it's balanced on Bitcoin and ETH. It's mostly balanced, right? It's mostly black. Black means the longs and shorts kind of balanced. So if we do get a pullback here, oh, by the way, today's episode, I'm going to talk about a few coins, an ecosystem and a few coins that I do like, and also a new hot coin, a small-ish gem that's coming up, and a couple of crypto stocks, if we have time still later in the episode. So the thing is, because we're not overheated, because we're not seeing a lot of reds on the futures funding rate, so if we do get a pullback, I'm not expecting a massive crash, one-day crash. You know how the ones you see where Bitcoin go down 10% and Ethereum go down 15% and altcoins go down like 25, 30% in one day, something like that, like boom, and then they go. I'm not expecting one of those big spike downs, but this is at the top of the limit area. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't stop on the weekend or by Monday, Tuesday, just keeps on going up. I'd be very surprised. I do think we get a pullback, but I do think it's going to be a gentle pullback because of the fact that, or even if it's a deep pullback, I would say slow, like day by day we go down and then go, because the fact that we're not overheated. We're not overheated means that the big exchanges, they're not going to slam the prices. They have no incentive to really slam the prices. That's what I see right now. Which chain am I going to be looking at today? Which chain is going to be doing well? Okay, before I answer the question, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't have to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. That means the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you, right? Just by depositing, win up to $18,000 and get a 20% bonus on whatever you deposit. Deposit 100 USDT, get 20 USDT futures bonus. Deposit $1,000, get 200 USDT futures bonus, right? And win up to 18,000 US dollars, right? Just by trading. Okay, limited time only. This offer finishes on 12th of August, folks. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching this on any other platform, such as this one, that's okay, because then just go to my profile page. And when you go to my profile page, it should be, see the Stan link is right there, or the link, my link tree. Some call it Stan link, some call it a link tree. And it should be the first deal that pops up. Okay, let's get back to the markets. And remember, folks, this is only on the Pablo Jimenez link, only on the Pablo link. Okay, so let's have a look at the chain I'm talking about. Some people might have figured it out already is if there is a pullback, I would add to it. I'm already holding a little bit of it. Is Sui chain, SUI. So Sui chain has been very strong, hasn't it? Look at this. So it basically came back to support and did a very scary thing, which was break support, then it regained support, and usually that's pretty strong. It's possible that it can break support and then bounce up, tap the resistance of the red line, and then do something like this. But right now, it's actually bounced. It closed below support and then came above. Usually, when you fake out and come above a trend line, that's very bullish. You could even call this a cup and handle pattern, and when it breaks, it's going to be huge. But right now, it's basically we still have to get to the all-time high. In general, a very strong, very strong chain. So for Sui, Sui could potentially do very well. I've done older episodes where I compare to Solana because of the fast transaction, the ability to scale on the Sui blockchain. But the problem is this: the difference is that Solana is mainly about the trenches, the meme coins, the pump.fun and the let's bonk, those sort of launch pads. But Sui is doing something very different. I like what they're doing. Not sponsored, by the way. None of the coins, none of the stocks I talk about are sponsored. Not financial advice. None of it is sponsored. Sui is basically doing gaming, and this is such an obvious use case for crypto. And now that stablecoins becoming legalized, now that Clarity Act has gone through, so they've defined what is a digital commodity, what is not. So hopefully more gaming chains, more gaming companies will join Sui, because they've gotten some big Japanese names like Sega Saturn, a lot of some the company that made Street Fighter. They're working on deals with a number of big gaming companies. We're getting rejected naturally at around this $4 area, because I've drawn this on my timeline. This was a big resistance area, both here we can see, and here. But I do think we at least get to $4.90. Then I think it will spike to $5, and then up we go. As a target, in terms of a target, Sui chain gets to. Let's see, what's an obvious target here? All right. Well, there's a number of possibilities. Let's say I'm going to say $9.60. I mean, there's one at this $7, one at $8, but I think that the real resistance and real shot here is about $9, which is only less than 3x from here, less than 3x. So conservative call. Another one is Satus. We all know what happened with Satus, especially if you're in my Discord, because what happened to Satus was that there was a major hack. and they try to get the funds back. Okay, Satus is pretty much the largest DEX or liquidity protocol on the Sui chain, and basically it's kind of like Uniswap or CRV on ETH. So when it got hacked, I took a chance and I bought around here, and it kept on going down. And so basically I was saying that it should provide us a bounce along this line here, right? Because that's the bottom of the channel, or even if you don't believe this is a channel, just think of it as a bottom of the trend line. And the thing is that what happens is they look at this, they fake out again, scare you by saying, well, close below, and then we rip it back up again. We close below, rip it back up again. I mean, look at this. Last time it had a big drop. This was early 2024. We closed below, freak everyone out, closed back above, and then took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then we took off from what? From the low of 4 cents up to 50 cents. So that's a 12x gain. So 5 weeks it took last time. We ripped below, close above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a repeat. We could have in 5th week, we could start moving again. So, you know, Satus has been trying to recover the funds, and so far they've not had a lot of luck. But Satus was kind of my play on Sui, especially after it got hacked because the bad news. I knew that Sui was never going to abandon Satus. It's kind of like Ethereum's never going to abandon ENS or Ethereum naming systems. So they're kind of founded by the same people. So I think later on, maybe not right away, but later on, Satus can have a reasonable run. What's a target for Satus? Let's have a look. So obviously this 14 cents area, big resistance. And obviously this area around 22 cents will be big resistance as well. 22 cents area. And then we get to obviously this area around 49, 50 cents. But then after that, I think 2 targets are possible. 75 cents. Why? Because this is the Fibonacci projection here, but also it's the top of the trend line, or the actually the channel here, around 76, 77 cents. That's probably the eventual target. Unless Sui goes crazy, then this can actually break out. Okay, what's a tiny gem that I promised at the start of this video? And that is, for folks who have been watching already, it's Radiant Arena. This is Epic Game Store. This is the Epic Game Store, one of the premier game stores in the world, and it's saying Radiant Arena is coming, and this is pretty. We see a lot of games, especially in 2021 bull run. We saw a lot of games being launched on blockchain, but most of them do not make it to Epic Game Store. They're not quite as legit. They have a roadmap. They build some simple games, but they don't go this far. I mean, you know, it's one of those more higher quality games. Let's put it that way. And the big problem with Radiant Arena, or RAD, is that they've taken a long time to do their TGE. For folks who are in my Discord or who've been following me, you know that I told you about this coin. I said, look, it's look at this. It's a game that's partnering with Sui itself and with Immutable, which is the largest gaming chain we have right now. And so it looks kind of pretty legit to me, and it's obviously on coming to Epic Game Store as well, which is pretty mainstream. By the way, not sponsored on any of the games or any of the coins or stocks I talk about today. So so basically, this seems pretty real to me. And the problem is this: we had to get into its launch. We got in around January, December. And it's been 6-7 months, and they just had no news. They update every now and then. They update a little bit every now and then, and it's people are getting pretty frustrated. People were getting pretty angry they weren't updating, but it looks pretty legit. Look, I mean, the team include folks from Epic Games, Ubisoft, and Blizzard. I mean, if you ever play games, you know Ubisoft and Blizzard. So that's a pretty serious game. I mean, some of the graphics here, like the I'll just turn up the sound for a second.
Right. Too slow for me.
Maybe this is going to be like Fortnite. Like, I mean, it's a similar style game to Fortnite. Not saying it's going to be as good as Fortnite was popular, but here they finally a few hours ago released their info to folks who have applied during the ICO process. This is how you can connect your wallets. So I wouldn't spend too much more further on that. But what I will say is that see, they keep on emphasizing that if you play the game, you earn RAD. Remember how in the 2021 bull run, everyone was talking about play to earn. You play video games and you earn all these coins. Well, it's finally happening, folks. It's finally happening. Because right now, like Trump has made crypto legit, right? Stablecoins became legit with the Genius Act that just passed, like yesterday in the United States Congress. And Trump's made layer one coins, such as Sui itself, being also legit because they're considered digital commodity. So, like, imagine playing games, not just this game, but imagine playing these games and earning their tokens by shooting whatever, winning points, whatever, and that can be converted to USDT. I mean, and USDT, USDC, at least USDC, that's government recognized, like not just in America, but I assume pretty soon it's going to be following the EU, European Union as well, probably in Hong Kong, not inside China, but Hong Kong as well. It's going to be recognized worldwide, and other games could join the Sui chain because they're really going after gaming. I think that's much better than what Solana is doing, which is the trenches. And RAD is showing us the way. There were some pretty successful games in 2021. What's that one where half the Philippines were playing it because of COVID? It looked like a simple little game. It was very easy to code, but anyways, it took off. So this, I think, is something very different. This is a pretty proper game. And, hopefully can go mainstream. This would be a big test for Sui Network, for D-Side Gaming, to see how they can maybe make this work. But anyways, so for folks who have followed me, for folks who are in my Discord, who have gotten into this TGE or a new launch ICO, let's see what happens. And none of this is financial advice. None of this is sponsored content. It's just something that I saw on Twitter like everyone else, and I got in early. Okay, thank you guys. Let's catch you next episode.